Windy and Windy are
they're not the same
Yeah,
word.
I know, but that's how I say them both.
Two different
Where are you going, to Wendy's? What's it like outside? It's windy. It's the same thing. Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm Ninja Bean.
And I am Eleanor Roosevelt.
And today we're talking about your derby journey.
Yes. One thing that we have noticed a lot is a lot of new skaters start to compare themselves to each other and to to other people, to better skaters, to older players, and you kind of get down in the dumps about it, like that you're not as good as this person.
Yeah, and the reality is with roller derby, everyone goes, well, any sport really, you go at your own pace.
Yeah.
It's not a race.
Yeah.
Sometimes
there are races.
Sometimes there are races. But like, your growth is your own pace. Like there's
Yes.
nothing, the only way you can change it is putting more work into it. But to compare yourself to someone that's been skating for 8 years compared to your 8 months is
Or
not,
8 weeks.
It's not fair to yourself. Like that's it's just bad for your mental game.
Yes, it's very detrimental to your mental health.
Ooh, detrimental, that's a good one.
So we've discovered that roller derby tends to gather a very eclectic group of athletes. Or non-athletes.
Yes.
People who have never done anything in their entire life.
You get the whole spectrum from zero physical ability to I've been playing on a hockey team for 12 years.
Yeah, and I do CrossFit and I,
Yeah.
do all these things that, increase your athletic ability.
And that's just another reason, like, you really can't compare yourself because you don't know where people are coming from, like what's their background is. When I started, I played rugby in high school and I ran, and that was like years ago.
And then I played a lot of team sports. I played soccer, I played volleyball, I played basketball, and never a full contact sport.
Yeah, I did rugby, but I just ran away from everybody, so I didn't really get contact. I was not a good rugby player.
But she's a really good jammer.
Yeah, that's because I need to avoid everyone.
Just use it to your advantage.
Yeah. What was once a weakness is now an advantage.
So yeah, we just wanted to kind of give you a little heads up if you're starting your derby journey or you've just started your derby journey. Give you a little heads up on maybe what not to do.
Yeah, and see how many more times we can say derby journey in this video.
Yes.
Derby journey.
So one of the things that I found really, really helped me not compare myself to other people is, well, how we met was that you were videotaping us. Ninja works in video production, and her company was videoing us for a documentary.
Which is finally done. It only took 3 years.
But what's really, really cool is that now, 3 years later, I can see that footage and be like, man, I sucked back then.
Things change, and you don't even see it. It's so weird because, like, you look in the mirror like, I look the same as I did, and then you look at a picture like, no, I do not.
No, 100% do not look the same as I did 3.5 years ago.
It's crazy. Even, like, there's a picture I have that was taken in the same place at the same corner of the track.
Yes.
And
a 1 year difference.
It was 1 year difference, and the change is, like, how I'm carrying myself and how
you're skating,
it's so weird.
It's really cool. Yeah.
So what we're suggesting is, like, take photos of yourself over time.
Yeah, and if you have the ability to, stick a GoPro on a counter somewhere or wherever near where you're skating, even on the floor. I've seen a lot of girls that put them GoPros like far back on the track, like away from the track, so you can kind of video your team. It's a really cool way to see how you've progressed, because at the end of the day, you don't want to compare yourself to other people. But what you want to compare yourself to is the person you were last week or last month or last year.
Or even yesterday.
Or even the last hour,
yeah.
Right? I mean, how many times do you go to a practice and you're trying to nail something, and the first hour of practice you cannot get it, but at the end of practice you've tried really hard and you've gotten it, or you've gotten way better than you were an hour and a half ago.
It might even be worthwhile to keep a physical written journal.
Yep.
Some people do that. They write how they did that day, how they were feeling.
Yep.
And then they can go back and see, like, oh, this day I couldn't do this, but 3 weeks later I was able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so getting into roller derby, we're not necessarily talking about just as a roller derby player. There are other ways that you can have a derby journey. People get involved through volunteering or becoming a ref sport, because it's not just a sport, it's also a culture.
Yeah.
And it's a very large community and friend group.
Yes.
And I think people are very attracted to that. I've made some of my best friends through roller derby, so it's been super important to my life. And we just want to remind people that you don't necessarily have to skate to have a derby journey.
Yes.
You can NSO.
Which is non-skating official for anybody
Yeah.
who doesn't know the lingo.
Yeah.
A non-skating official is somebody who comes in and score keeps or, does all sorts of other things around the track that are very, very important. And we can't play a game without refs and NSOs.
Yes.
Refs obviously skate because you have to keep up with the skaters. But if you want to skate and don't get hit, it's a really good way to have a derby journey and to make some really cool people and to have a lot of fun and get some exercise.
We have a couple refs now, three
Yeah,
refs
three.
that skate with us. And I mean, it's great exercise. They don't hit, but they're out skating with us every practice.
And they still come and practice and they still do all the endurance stuff and they still do all that stuff. Just when we start scrimmaging and hitting, then they just throw a whistle on and tell us what we're doing wrong.
And even our NSOs, we have a couple NSOs that stick around with us, like they come to practice.
Yep.
Sometimes, they
Just
might
to help.
and sometimes even skate. They might
Yep.
just come skate, but they don't want to hit, but they'll do other
They'll
things.
NSO. Yeah.
For that kind of to help the sport out, which
Yeah.
is pretty crazy and amazing.
Yep. And we really appreciate all of our refs and NSOs and I think that's something that every team should take note of. Appreciate your refs and NSOs. We're really glad you've started a derby journey.
Yes, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. And maybe we will hit you on the track someday.
Yeah.